Hi, welcome to the Knigs Corner. I'm Jerry. I'm your host. Well, Sam Kennedy went on the radio yesterday and was the usual nonsense. First, great news. He says Craig Breslow is safe. Uh, how is that possible? John Henry has fired two general managers uh, that had won World Series for him shortly before he fired them, Ben Cherington and Dave Dombrowski. He also let Theo Epstein walk out the door, who had won two world championships for him. He asked Chaim Bloom to build up the farm system, and he did that, and he fired him. And now we have Craig Breslow, who, let's face it, is an absolute disaster as a GM or head of baseball operations, whatever you want to call them these days. And he's going to keep him. I don't believe it. But if it's true, and he's going to allow Craig to make the decisions at the trade deadline, John Henry is more confused than I even thought he was. Now, John Henry is a smart man. He didn't rise up from nothing to be a billionaire by luck. He does have a great deal of intelligence. But this is ridiculous. This team is dreadful. Uh, they set a record the other day for being the first team in 125 years to have the first three batters of the game of their lineup strike out three straight times to start a game. That's hard to do in this age, to set a record that hasn't been done before, but they managed to do it. I'm surprised they didn't have champagne being broken out in the dugout for setting a record. It's just dreadful. It's one amateur after another. Now, this guy Epperson at third base, probably a good baseball man, but he's never been a third base coach in the major leagues, and it shows. He's had them run into two games outs at the plate where it really cost them games. Just not good. And I don't mean to single the guy out because it's a tough job and you need some experience. He doesn't have it. But that's what we're left with. And I don't think it's going to get any better. Terrible. There's been rumors that they might be back in the mix for Ketel Marte. Arizona is upset with him because he took himself out of the lineup in a game against Ohtani. He plays virtually every game. Why the players on the team and the management on the team are upset, I don't know. But if that means in the spring, Arizona offered Marte to the Red Sox because they'd like to get out of the contract, which is not that bad. It's $16 million a year for another 4 years or 5 years. He's 32 years old. He's a terrific player. But they offered him. They wanted Meyer and Early or Tolle, and the Red Sox said no, which I agree with as far as Early or Tolle. But the Red Sox offered Franklin Arias, if your rumors are to be believed. And there isn't a comparison in the world right now between Franklin Arias and Marcelo Meyer. First of all, Arias is able to play every day. Meyer didn't play the other day because he woke up with a sore back, which is, he's missed time every single year he's been in the organization. Look, the guy is a great fielder, and I think he'll end up being a very good hitter too. But if we could get Marte in a deal involving Marcelo Meyer, consider it done. I wouldn't give up either of those two pitchers. Maybe a Kyson Witherspoon might be a substitute that they would take, our first round pick from last year, who has gotten off to somewhat of a slow start, but he's got terrific ability. Witherspoon and Meyer trade for Marte, I'd do it. That's where they're at on that. They got Texas coming in this weekend, and tonight you're going to have Sonny Gray going against Leiter. And that's a game the Red Sox could win, probably should win. The next two are going to be real tough after that. They're facing really terrific pitchers. Tomorrow it's Suarez against Jacob deGrom. So it'll be another get Suarez throw a shutout. And on Sunday, it's Conley Early going up against Nathan Eovaldi. Still wish he was with the Red Sox. Terrific pitcher. So that's where they're at with that. So what moves can the Red Sox make? coming up, or should they be looking to make moves to try to help this team? It's a terrible league, the American League. If one hot streak and you're right in the race for a wild card spot, and that would be all right. But on the other hand, if you're a seller and they have a lot to sell, Sonny Gray, uh, Chapman, uh, Contreras. Uh, the problem with selling those guys is you're going to have to replace them. Well, Gray, you don't have to replace because this contract is up. But you still have Chapman for next year. You have Contreras for next year. And if there is the next year, you'd like to have guys like that on the team. So it'll be interesting to see what they do and what they can get. I'm not interested in seeing them go out and getting pitching. They already have that. And they can't get an outfielder because they already have that. And they got a surplus of that. Duran is another one that could go in a trade. So what are you going to try to get? You're going to try to get a third baseman? By the way, it seems that Durbin is coming out of his year-long coma and is hitting the ball well. A shortstop, a second baseman. You got Arias coming up, so you don't want to lock yourself in too much for a shortstop. They really seem to be in a bind. I've also read where Connor Wong is on the trade list. And I think there's a couple things involved there. Connor Wong's value has never been higher than what it is right now. He's hitting the ball pretty well, and he's a decent enough catcher. And we have a manager that managed Gasper in the minors, so he obviously likes him. And Nevias is the number one catcher, even though he hasn't been playing like one lately. By that I mean they're not playing him a lot as the number one catcher. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. We've got a couple of months before that'll all be decided, if not sooner, because I think they'd love to make a trade before then. But who knows? So they've got a game tonight. Let's see if they can right the ship and start winning some games. I have my doubts. I think this is probably going to be a lost season. And we'll see what they do going forward, what they can even do as far as the head of baseball operations if they do let Breslow go. Right now, I'm taking Sam Kennedy at his word, which is probably a dangerous thing to do. Once again, I'm Jerry. This is Kenig's Corner. If you like the show, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We come on every day and talk Red Sox. Most of the time, it hasn't been all that pleasant, but it is what it is. So I'll see you tomorrow. Go Sox.